everyone. Perth Scientology audit here, and I'm joined by the beautiful Josh. Shall I just call you Journey?
Sure.
Yeah, the Journey
You can call me
2020.
whatever you want.
As long as it's nice, right? I'm sorry we're a little bit late. It wasn't audio issues. It was I don't know, kids and all sorts of stuff. We just wanted to have a little chat. I had my son's therapist left like 10 minutes ago. So I just wanted to have a little chat with Journey before we started to sort of get our stuff in order or whatever. Yeah, so do you want to tell us a little bit about who you are, Journey, and what you do?
Sure.
Introduce.
So my real name is Sarah, but everyone calls me Journey, and that's perfectly fine. I'm 42 years old, so I have bigger fish to fry than whatever you call me. I'm located in Northern California. I'm right in between two orgs, the San Francisco org and Sacramento org. And I decided the Sacramento org had better parking and everything. So I've been auditing them and then doing deep dives behind the scenes.
Yeah. So I found I've been following you for a while, but I don't know, I wasn't getting notifications, and I was just browsing through and I saw the word Uganda. Now, for some people that have been following me and watching my stuff, I've been going sort of doing undercover like investigations and stuff in Africa for quite some time, and I have mentioned a thing going on in Uganda. So I saw your video and I was like, we need to collab, and you bought some receipts, and then I've got receipts, and I just thought we would come here together and tell the whole story of what is going on in Uganda and other places, other countries in Africa, and how vulnerable people are being taken advantage of, So,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's what we're here to do today. We'll just say hello to a few people. Let's see who's here. Indigo, thank you so much for being my mod. Really appreciate it. Mad Drop Bear, g'day, mate. How you going? How you going, Cobb? We got, oh, is that it? Oh, no, Gunner One Day. How you going? Nice to see you. Susan P, hello. Scooter Mum, lovely to see you. That's it at the moment. Should we maybe wait until more people come in? I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's be fine. I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out this whole see the chat at the same time seeing me.
Oh, yeah.
So
Just comments. Can you see like the little thing at the right where it says comments, and you should be able to see?
it's not on my right, it's like on the bottom, and then it covers
Okay.
the whole screen. So it might be because I'm on my iPad. So when I
Yeah,
sit for a
okay.
long period of time, I have more titanium in me than I want. And so sitting, I need to get a comfortable seat. And
Yeah.
so I'm sitting in bed. I decided my
Why not, mate?
comfort
Nice.
was way better than that's why you probably see random stuff over there. I'm using my hamper as my desk.
Oh,
Little
bless you.
basket.
I bought my son a PC for Christmas, and then he just didn't use it and said, "Oh, I don't really like it." So I've sort of adopted it.
Yeah.
But it's like an
No.
old, it's like a piece, it's a PC that somebody built on Facebook, and it's got like all these really loose connections. So things just cut out randomly, and like my mouse and things you need, But yeah, we just make it work, don't we? Hello, girl. Nice to see you.
Exactly.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I don't know if should I introduce myself for people that haven't been here before on the replay or whatever? I think I'm per
Sure.
Scientology audit.
I
I'm
think
based
I would have the same people. I'm a lot smaller
yeah,
channel than you, so
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't think my channel's any different.
So people on the replay, I'm based in Western Australia. I've started sort of speaking out for Australia, but also as well as yourself, Journey, is looking at the countries that sort of get forgotten about and left behind, and the
Yeah.
non-English speaking countries especially, because there's stuff going on there, and obviously we need to fight the big ones, but I don't want the smaller ones to be forgotten about as well, because if they run out of English speaking people, these non-English speaking countries, I believe, they're building it up, and they could be somehow start sending them over to America and putting them in the Sea Org and things like that. Like, it's all part of the the network of,
It is.
you know,
So, yeah, one of
yeah,
the contents that I want to cover is that um, jobs out of Delphi, or what Scientologists just fall into when you actually need a
yeah,
degree. And
yeah,
Aaron Smith Levin talked about his the business with the hedge fund. Everybody's asking what college did he graduate, because he's
yeah,
crunching numbers and doing all this accounting type stuff, right? Well,
yeah,
there's a lot coming out of Delphi. One woman is a business major, whatever major from Hubbard College, but she's a family counselor. Then there's another that's, I know, right? Let me help you. But then there's this lady that actually sells, she teaches English, but she has no teaching degree. She
yeah, wow,
Yeah, and so but she teaches English in India, and
right,
all the
okay,
third world,
yeah,
in the slums, because
mm,
illiteracy is a problem.
yeah,
But that's not their first language. So
yeah. That's a
this
big,
is the
that's a big
content that I
thing.
definitely want to follow,
Yeah.
because they're being targeted.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I
and,
mean that is a thing though. I mean, I've had a couple of friends that have gone out to Thailand to teach English, and they're not teachers. You know, it's just different rules in different countries, and I think
right.
they're so lacking in. You know, they really need it, so they'll take sort of anything that they can. And I guess it helps them. You know, not to,
I totally get
but they need to
that,
be
but
taught in the
there's like
right
a
way.
theme. Right.
Yeah.
There's a theme with Delphi. They can do anything, and it's all they need is to work under
Oh,
another
they'll find
Scientologist.
the most vulnerable things and then
Right. Like
go
a
for that.
trade school, but there
Yeah.
should be regulations, like a license to practice, or some regulation where you're teaching maybe a kid with a learning disability or some sort
Yeah.
of speech impediment. But
Yeah.
her statement is, I can teach anyone English.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, well, okay,
I think it
and
can be
family therapy.
damaging. It can be really
Right.
damaging, especially, my son's autistic, and for him to just be, you have to be adaptable. You have to, I mean, he's
Right.
not going to school at the moment, and they're doing all they can to help him, but it's just, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot
And I'm
more
glad that
complex than
happens
just,
there. I just wish
yeah,
there was kind of more background with that type of
yeah,
education, of
yeah,
learning the appropriate, what they call a gradient, but the appropriate
yeah,
stage, or, you know, where learning and the brain connecting, because it does matter.
yeah. It's
And
it's it's almost like robotic programming, in my opinion. It's not,
yes,
I believe, it's not encouraging if they're told to do this and sort of programmed to think this way, and that because they do the ethics and all of that, and if you're not understanding it, you've got to look it up, and then if you mess up, you go to ethics and all of this, and it's not teaching critical thinking, and it's also, again, teaching that it's kind of your fault, and do you know what I mean? It's just not right. I don't know. Anyway,
yes. There's
so
many things that the intention's there, but the follow through, the practice. So that's what also is frustrating, because we're not going after religion. We're going
yeah,
after the practices. So even a law practice, or if you have therapy, or a dentist, a doctor, you have some sort of credential. If your
yeah,
practices are considered unethical by law, like you're damaging people, you're no longer allowed to practice. So,
yeah,
but there's no regulation, because Scientologists think they even own the sidewalk that's public. But it's one of those things where do you get off thinking you can own, or something's better and you can just do it, when here I am, getting out of disability and other things, trying to prove myself that I can be on,
yeah.
work like I did before. I already had two careers. I was in the medical field, EMT, and licensed phlebotomist, and working
Okay.
in an ER. And then I went over to work with special needs, and
Yeah,
being a paraeducator. I still had a background and stuff with it, with
Yeah.
early education, but I'm trying to figure out what's my next step. And here, Delphi students are going, oh, I think I'm going to be this. And it just works out
Yeah.
without any regulations. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
How does
I was
that?
going to train to be a phlebotomist. I was thinking about doing that, being a vampire, collecting people's blood.
Oh yeah, I could find a vein.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Because I'm not squeamish or anything. I'd love to do that, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't pay very much money over here in Australia. I don't know about there. So I was just like,
No.
yeah. It
The
was minimum
basic
wage
entry
here.
level. It's
Minimum wage.
competitive too. So you have
Yeah,
to know
right.
someone in the hospital
Yeah.
arena. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
So
Billa. Thanks for joining us, Dal. All right, I think we'll start. So what we're gonna do? How can we say this? So um how can we start it?
I
Journey
know.
or Journey has it's a lot. So Journey did a video, isn't it? Like Journey did a video
I
sort of reading out this the like it's like a magazine, right? Like a
know.
newspaper.
Right. So this
Start with a
person started
newspaper.
posting. I first saw this post about Uganda in Scientology successes and wins in Scientology. It's a
Yeah, I'm in that group. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
It's an open page where you can't talk about bad news. And I scrolled down just seeing what's being promoted. A lot
Yeah.
of Clearwater stuff, a lot of Freewind stuff. And it's probably about a year around this time where she
Yeah.
had posted um, about these villages, sustaining villages, but there was no recent post. So I went to her site, and that's where all this information came.
Lots of stuff. Yeah.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah.
And I had over 136 pictures, and I had
Yeah.
more.
Same.
But I was like, it's pretty much the same picture over and over again every few months. Um
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so I'm like, and there's some things that, of course, any Scientologist speaking kind of is a little off.
Yeah.
Not really socially what's really going on in the real world, so weird numbers and other things. And so
Yeah.
I'm questioning it a little, but it was more like, okay,
Need
let's
to
just
get
have a
more. Need to get
conversation.
receipts. Need to dig deeper. And
Well,
it's funny we were doing it at the same time, exactly the same time. It's probably about a year ago. Like I was looking into this, and or
yeah,
not a
it
year
was
ago,
mainly
maybe
this
8 months.
spring that I noticed, but I
Okay.
started like January, I started just clipping I mean, I have so much even on Columbia, and I haven't even
Yeah.
really exposed what I have because I'm learning how to be a journalist too, and of course, technology. I can't find the
Yeah.
Zoom button, I can't find the present button, so I'm just talking to you guys without presenting their seats. But I want to do
Yeah.
it justice.
Yes.
Um,
That's what we're going to
and
try and do today.
exactly.
Definitely.
So I had, oops,
Hopefully, we
basket.
can work it out together.
Exactly. So I was taking pictures, snapshots of what she was saying, what the supposed alleged stats, and then in the magazine. Like she
Yeah.
posted the magazine a couple of times, so I don't even know when this magazine really came out.
Yeah. Okay.
And she did pieces of it.
Yeah.
And then one time she did the whole thing, and that's when I got what Scientology was saying, and then this ethics letter that comes out of nowhere.
Right.
Like
Okay. Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, I found it," and in 2024 she found it, guys, of a
Yeah.
2022, and it's
Yeah.
not a yeah,
So
it's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, okay. So to put it into just to put it into context, right? So there's a lady we found who is a Scientologist. She lives in she lives in Clearwater. She has been promoting this project that she's doing of sustainable villages and asking for donations for all sorts of things, which we're going to show the magazine of, and this is her project. Okay, so I'll put that on the screen. Hopefully, I've got the right blooming one. Let me see. No. There we go.
That's what you're better at this than I could ever even dreamed of. So.
No, it just takes practice, you know. I'm still learning about the blooming screens. Hang on, let's see. I had it lined up and then I did the wrong one. There we go. Okay, so this is that sharing? No. Present. Add to stage. There we go. Right, so this is the project. We're not going to name the lady. I'm trying to ignore the comments because I will get distracted with my blooming ADHD. So, okay, so Takia Sustainable Villages, right? Wanga Parish, Uganda, VM Crusade. So this is all to do with the volunteer ministers. So she is apparently running a team of
Right.
VM ministers, right? So I'm wondering if
Yeah.
this is in one of my previous videos. I've
Okay.
discovered like a network of so they've got the 4 foundations: the Truth About Drugs, the Youth for Human Rights, Criminon, and the volunteer ministers, right? All 4 of them. They've combined it into like a thing called the We Stand Tall Foundation, which is really funny, I think. So, yeah, and they're in Africa trying to they're apparently recruiting thousands of volunteer ministers, right? We don't know how true this is. I don't, I normally half what they say. So maybe
Right. Because if you hand a way to happiness booklet, you just you know,
that's a
you
stat.
diminish crime. And
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the
Yeah.
question. You show up for
Yeah.
training. Are you really training, or did they just hear you and leave? And you're like, I trained this many. So
Yeah. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out. I'll let you know about
exactly.
that. All right. Because so Journey hasn't seen my receipts, I don't think. Have you? No.
I
I
seen
think
a
I might
clip it, and then I remembered. Oh nope, surprise.
I just want to see how you react. It's really funny. Yeah. Well, it's not funny. Sorry, I'm not funny at all. I just
I
like
have
to see
dark humor. I've been on a, we call the ambulances here bus, especially those that work on it. We're like, hey, the bus, I've I've seen so much.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I get
I
it.
know.
It's interesting,
Yeah.
the rabbit
So
hole that this woman put herself in.
yeah. So anyway, so she's going on about this crusade in a Jakey, please, not now, darling. All right, please. I'm live. Yeah, I don't want a cat, darling. Please. Okay, shut the door. Sorry, guys. So she's doing this
No apology.
campaign. I don't know if you can see my mouse.
No.
Around here, right? So in a parish called Wanga or
Hmm.
Wanga, right? Now, just to show the remoteness of this, like Africa's a huge country, okay? They always make the map of Africa smaller on the world map, right?
Yes.
And it's absolutely huge, okay? So this is the village, right? So you can see this is, I don't know if,
We
can
don't
you
see
see
the
my
village.
screen? No, you can't see it. Hang on. Ay, ay, ay. I don't think I can share more than one screen at a time. I can't. I'll do that later. Whatever.
That's okay.
Let's just read this and then we'll do odd bits, right? So this is the map of Uganda. It's right next to Kenya, South Sudan, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Tanzania. All these places I've seen them
Hey, T,
um,
we don't
training
see the
people
map.
online. You don't see it? Oh, geez.
We're up at the top where it just
I'm in the
says
wrong one. Oh my
crusade.
gosh. There we
There
go.
you
Sorry.
go. I see your mouse now.
There we go. Right, there's the map of Uganda. Right, this is her
Hmm.
in the magazine, or is this what she sent to
This
the?
is what she just posted.
All right, so she just posted it. Right.
Right.
So
To explain where it is. And it's next to Kenya. I'm like, Kenya's freaking huge. Everything's next to
right.
Kenya.
So I don't know. I don't know if I want to. I don't want to do the. I don't want to do the ethics. So I was on the right one. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Hang on, because I want to do the magazine first and then the apparent
Okay.
accommodation.
No, and I totally
Accom-
get it's hard to when you have so much information. Where do you start?
how to put it together. Yeah.
Exactly.
And they've both got the same map at the front at the beginning of them. So I'm like doing
Yes.
the wrong one. Oh, where's it
It's a lot of
going?
repeated information.
Yeah. All right. That's geez, Louise. All right. No, it's that one then. Okay. It was the original one. I was right. Ah, right. Sorry, guys, we'll get our shit together. I'll get my shit together in a minute. All right. So
I'm worse. I lose subs when I go live.
Oh, bless you. Well, they're not meant.
I'm serious.
They're not what you want
They're like,
anyway.
I'm tired of you
So this is
trying
the
to find the
map.
button.
Oh, it's the same thing again. All right, whatever. We'll just go with it, right? So,
Yep.
now this looks like the magazine. I don't know. Right. So anyway,
This
so
is
this
actually the
crusade.
accommodation. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. Whatever. We'll just go through whatever. Okay. It's not going to happen the way we want it to. So she's doing this crusade. There's volunteer ministers. She's training people up, and what they're doing. So, I can't do it with that. Sorry.
This
Here we
is
go.
the magazine.
Right. This is the magazine. So our crusade to create a model self-sustaining village, then expand it to neighboring villages and outwards across Africa with the help of armies of volunteer ministers, began in 2021 in Nakina village, where Wanga Parish, Uganda. The parish is a sub-county of Nolondo, Dooby-Dooby-Doo. It's at the foot of Mount Elgon. I don't think it's because I've been trying to actually find out where it is. It's not right at the foot, but it's, it is below the mountain.
Yes. It's like right below the mountain. They're in a dangerous
area. Yeah. But this is the language that's used, right?
Right.
Like the Pearl of Africa to convey the beauty of variety of natural wealth of Uganda. It's surrounded longest river in the world, the Nile. Uganda has the strongest waterfall, the largest number of primates. That's not the bit you were saying. Now, does it? No, it was the other bit. You know what I'm talking about when they primitive race.
Several times they called them primitive.
Right. Okay. Lack of clean water. Dooby-doo. Hang on a minute. See, I should have time-stamped your video. I just didn't get time.
No, that's okay.
There's
a couple times they say primitive in the magazine. Definitely at least once, if not twice. In the stats, they say primitive. Several times.
I read that wrong. The largest number of primates. I'm getting the word primates mixed up with primitive. Like, oh my God.
That's okay. They make this sound very,
it's hubbity.
They set it up to like they have nothing. They don't know anything. So we need to teach them.
Yeah. So see these highlighted bits. Are these bits you highlighted or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just read the highlighted bits then. That would be.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I just figured you found something else.
No. Oh, I'm so silly sometimes. Okay, so Uganda has 43 other local languages, but as England colonized Uganda in around 1860, English is spoken by many and taught in the schools. Uganda is also known as Africa's friendly country and won its independence from Britain on October the 9th, 1962. The problems facing Uganda were the same problems we faced in creating our ideal village. Like ideal village, it just sounds like ideal org, like ideal to who? I think that's what you were saying as well. It's like it reminds me of like over here in Australia, where people, obviously the white man came over and pretty much like tried to eliminate the Aboriginals and stuff like that, and then try to breed them out. And
same thing with the United States.
You'll get racist people who will go, oh well, all they made was a stick, and it's like, but who are you to tell a whole race that you're better and your way is better and that you need big high-rise buildings and stuff like that and just build over their spiritual sites, like it's insane. Yeah, just so arrogant and ignorant and outright racist. So our purpose is to put an end to hunger, starvation and misery in Africa by making every village self-sustaining and thus bring happiness and prosperity to all its people.
They're miserable people because they don't have the same stuff as us.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that simple? Yeah.
No secondary school. Oh, sorry. You go.
No, it's when they get further down with this other what they don't have and what they want to give them. That's
right. Yeah. So no secondary school. So even the kids who made it through primary school could not get further education, and only a select few were sent away for higher education. Generations of illiterates is the result.
Well,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. They're not going
yeah,
to the library. They're not.
yeah,
I mean, if they need to publicly speak, they do. So it's
yeah.
not as though all of them. It just blows my mind the
Like
way
maybe
they.
they don't need. I mean, I'll show you the map after this of how many villages and parishes, and it's huge. It is huge. Just this what looks like a small area on the map. There's
Right.
so many villages and stuff. Like,
There's way more
why
land
would
than
they
there
all
is.
need to learn
Right.
English? Like, what? Maybe they don't want to. Like.
I wouldn't. English is hard. It's my first language, and I can't speak it well.
What about promoting their language and
Mm-hmm.
building their community up as they want it? If you don't
Right.
learn English, you are only able to communicate with your immediate area. Like, I'm
When
sure.
I said that in a live, because I quoted it,
Yeah.
I had someone watching me from the org go, "That's not true." I'm like, "It is, and I have the receipts, and I'm gonna show you." Because here you think you're all inclusive, but you're like, nope, there's only one true way.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's
It's so
absolutely
gross.
disgusting to me.
And I think you said as well, if which was so good. If you don't learn English, you're only able to communicate with your immediate area, right? So why do they do their courses in Dianetics in so many millions of different languages that they brag about,
Mm-hmm.
Right? Oh my gosh. So under the leadership of Martin, this humanitarian crusade has continued in full force since it began. To date, Martin and his VMs have trained over 1,200 villagers, right? Since what year? 2021. Right? On the 19 life skills courses called the Tools for Life at blah, blah, blah website.
Yeah, what they're all, yeah.
Because the
How to
Tools
live.
for Life is going to teach them English, right? Because
Yep.
what's included in the Tools for Life? Does anyone know what is included in the Tools for Life? Anyone?
Any
I'm pretty
takers?
sure. Sorry. I'm
I said
pretty
any
sure, right?
takers.
It's pretty sure it's got the TRs, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's got touch assist, most probably contact assist, habity stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. We should probably look into that a bit more in depth and see what is actually in the Tools for Life course and whether it's valuable or whatever, but that's a whole other thing.
Oh,
So yeah. So they're helping. Oh, so these numbers. Oh, table of
this
contents.
is a
Okay.
table of contents. So it
Right.
reads, the magazine doesn't read like a magazine. It reads more like a newspaper, how it has
Right,
3
yeah.
columns. And
Yeah.
they follow through with the next page, like the one
Actually,
column. Yeah.
yeah.
So she'll
Right. So
continue,
actually
but it won't go over.
this is
Yeah.
quite relevant to what's going to happen later. So the table of contents. So remember what they're allegedly doing, right? Self-sustaining orphanages, village church, livestock, crops, clean, safe drinking water, a medical clinic, education, emergency response team, and Tools for Life courses, tree planting and solar, all of this stuff expanding into Liberia, right? Tools for Life, that's the same thing again, all right? Help us to continue our mission, okay? Pictures of the kids. So self-sustaining orphanage, our motto, leave no child behind. This was
I
really,
know.
oh my gosh.
Wait till you get to the next thing.
So this is a picture of all the kids outside the church, right? And some other little babies there doing the TRs, right? So there was close to 200 orphans, right? So hang on, leave no child behind, right? Is their motto. There were close to 200 orphans visited, but out of that group, 70 were really in dire circumstances, lucky to have one meal a day. So it was decided, they decided to just help the 70.
Yeah.
Not leaving any children behind, Within a couple of weeks, of contacting her, the person that's in charge, we had all the basic needs for all 70 kids: mattresses, bedding, a pair of shoes, cups, plates, giant pots and pans, and personal hygiene projects. Another person, hearing of the orphanage, bought each orphan a storybook, which they all traded with each other. In this bit, someone else bought them a Bluetooth speaker so they could all dance.
But
Right?
they needed the dongle.
So what? Right. Now, this is in my understanding, right? A Bluetooth device, right? A Bluetooth speaker, doesn't that need a device to connect to play the music? Don't you need a phone or like a laptop or something to like to send the music to the speaker? Hello?
Right. Oh yeah.
Right? And of course, you can't make your own music, like drums and singing and all of that. A Bluetooth speaker is essential, right? Oh my gosh.
You can't live without one.
Yeah. Far out. So, blah blah blah. It's this person. Is it the person who owns the 13 dentists that had the dream to? She had a dream to have an orphanage her whole life, right?
No, because that person is back in Africa helping, and I don't know who it is, but the person with the 13 dentists is in LA.
Oh, I thought it was the big donor. I thought it was a big donor, right? So all these things are going on, and lots of she's asking for donations, and a lot of Scientologists are donating, and thousands of dollars I've counted. What about you?
Yes.
What you like ballpark kind of amount?
Oh yeah. No,
6,000.
and she's keeping relatively good receipts, but then she's also how it's dispersed, and then she'll double down on it when it's questioned.
Right, okay. So when the crusade began, there were 2 churches. We intend to have a cinema screen and sound system so we can show educational movies.
Not like you can't act it out.
You know, like
that's essential.
That is essential, right?
We need a big screen along with
it uses electricity, which is in an abundance.
I know. Right.
So the Volunteer Minister Training Centre. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, so the district leader has designated Wanga as the Volunteer Minister Training Centre for his district of over 520 villages. He's a fully trained VM, blah, 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 who cares? When the trainees come to train, they can also tour the village and see all the projects that they'll be able to replicate in their own villages, right?
Right. It has to be like this.
Yeah.
You know, the little boxes sound and going clear. Little boxes.
Yes. Yes.
I know.
Prior to putting the kids in school, they all learned 900 words by using flashcards. They all wanted to do it twice.
Right.
In English. Yep. The course was entitled Children. I don't think I've seen anything like that. They also got. Oh, sorry. You go.
No, it's in the Tools for Life, but they were so excited about it. They just want to absorb things like any kid. You can just make a paper airplane, and they're all going to be making airplanes. Paper airplanes.
Yeah. I used to make flashcards for my son, like I'm sure. Anyway, they also got to record the story of their life to go in a special file so they would never forget their parents and life before the orphanage. A file. Oh, isn't that? I've just thought file, of all your stuff. Very Scientology.
Yep, their caseload.
Yeah. So you got all these pictures of these orphans eating and thumbs up and a touching photo of that's either Martin or Arthur, I believe, hugging a child, right? Livestock for sustainability. The piggery.
I can't keep the straight face. I tried to keep a straight face when I was doing this, but now I can't because you're doing it. So I'm probably distracting you. Sorry.
No, please distract me. And if I talk too much, just please tell me to shut up.
You're doing an amazing job.
I feel like I came into your live yesterday and just went panic, and I totally interrupted your live. And then
No,
I
it's
like,
okay.
he messaged me and I'm like, can I call you? And I'm just like, because I just get so excited. So I do apologize, but I'm
No,
so
it's fine.
excited to
I
have
just
someone
got
to
my
share
hands up.
this with.
I'm the kid in the back of the class going, ha ha. That's what I feel like. I give her the teacher and I'm just like, nah.
No, please. I
help
don't
you,
want
sorry.
to I don't want to feel like I'm being a control freak. Like, just tell me to shut
No,
up.
you're
Honestly,
not.
I won't be
No, that's not what
offended.
I meant. That's not
Yeah.
what I meant. I'm sorry.
No, I know, but
I
yeah,
just
I
feel
feel
like
like
I can't keep a straight face with this crap.
like, it's ridiculous, right? So a piggery, you got the poultry, you're standing amongst the chickens and everything, you know. The eggs, we can't see that. I wonder if it's on the next page. Yeah, because that's important. That'll come up later.
Yep.
So if interested, donations can be sent directly to the VM Martin via Western Union. We're helping Wayne's neighboring villages by offering them chickens if they build a chicken house, right?
Right. And of course, it's called economics, Scientology, where it's supply and demand, and that math will explain their supply and demand way.
That's funny. Yeah. Right. There was a there was a problem in Wanga for years ago when banana plantations got a disease that couldn't be eradicated. I haven't read through this. I should have read through it and researched it to, get receipts whether it's true or not. This is so they have to locate a certain type of banana that won't get the disease, and it's been done in other countries and working. The goal of the orphanage is to become self-sustaining. So we planted $900 of rice seeds, right, into 15 acres of marshland. Ended up with so much rice, we were able to help orphans in the neighboring villages. Dooby-doo, blah, blah, blah. Right, so to figure out how much livestock your village needs, imagine you lost all your crops and all you have is eggs and goat's milk and goat cheese and chickens and pigs to eat until the next harvest. That's all without commas, and there's like one comma in that sentence.
But
Right?
then she continues, like she didn't have, or this person, whoever wrote the magazine in Flag or
Yeah.
LA, a
It's
sidetrack.
weird. It's weird. You have to figure out how many people there are and how much food that person needs to last 4 months and multiply that by the number of people in your village. What? How much food?
Yep.
Okay. Right. Right. Then
It doesn't
multiply,
make
and
any
then this
sense.
is the funniest bit. Then
Uh-huh.
multiply that by 2 to save the village next door to you too.
Because they
Right?
have the same number.
Because they're exactly the same. Yeah. Right? That makes sense. That is the
Same.
correct estimation of effort to really flourish and prosper. So we wouldn't, even if there isn't the same amount next door, nobody gets left behind, remember? So
Yep, except,
tough shit. If you go over that number, you're out. Oh dear, take responsibility for your neighbours and the orphans and blah, 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 right? And there they are with all the corn and the leftover rice and stuff,
Yep.
allegedly, right?
$900 worth of rice
Yeah.
in Africa.
Yeah. I don't know. You'll see, right? So
Yeah.
access. I haven't done any research on the water actually. So all 24 villages have their own fresh water being piped. La-li-da. I don't really
Yep.
know a lot about that. But I know about anyway, we'll come to that.
Yep.
They have a medical clinic in Wanga Parish with all registration fees paid. The nurse can easily reach out to all 24 villages, right?
There's one
So how many? Yeah, with one nurse, right? And how many people are in each? I don't know. There's a lot. Well, yeah, who knows? Thousands, right? With one nurse.
Mm-hmm. Right. And on the right, instead of highlighting the whole thing, she goes and she talks to woman about their, I don't know if that's here. So she provides malaria and typhoid testing.
Yeah.
She talks to women about menstruation and UI infections. All 24 villages, guys. No one else can talk about this. Getting clean and safe water. Yeah.
And she provides malaria and typhoid testing and gives out medicine and assists, because assists work, right? They really work.
Yep.
Right.
And then
Sometimes
this
they.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. You go. You go.
This part is what cracks me up. What she also does, guys, as the one nurse.
She's got a lot on her plate, hey.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes they help repair a marriage or resolve a conflict. Whatever they come across, they have the knowledge to help people due to their tools for life training. So important. And there's a guy doing the touch assist, or training him on touch assist on the bottom left there.
I have a feeling that's Martin.
Martin's.
There's other pictures of him demonstrating what a touch assist is.
Yeah. Me and my son joke about the touch assist and do it on each other. He just thinks it's hilarious. At the very beginning of our crusade, our patron helped us to open up a nursery school for 30 orphans that were 5 years old. Then they took in 30 paying students, which self-sustained the school. We now have those 60 kids about to graduate into the primary school and 24 more 5-year-old orphans about to enroll. The primary school was already in Wanga when the crusade started and takes the students up to grade 7, but there's no secondary school for the kids after that. Bullshit. Anyway. During the lesson. Sorry?
It's more math. Like, did you follow those numbers that they round up? They just round up.
No, sorry. My brain doesn't like numbers. I have to. I think my ADHD. I would probably have to read that 3 or 4 times to actually grasp what it says, because I was wondering.
Anytime there's a sentence with numbers, it's automatically becomes a word problem, math for me, and it's like
okay. Well, that's probably why I can't read it,
and it goes over my head. It's like sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's all round orphans. No, right. I just can't even.
You can't. I don't even try. I'm just saying they round up. There's no odd number. There's no random 31. It's 30, 30, 60. Yeah, 200. Yeah, right. We're only helping 70.
Yeah.
It continues this way. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh dear. Okay, so and that's Martin. Is that Martin up on the top right there? And
yes.
I think that's Arthur in the middle of the page there. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. During lesson delivery, I have tried as much as possible to explain to my learners and allow many questions so as to steer clear steep gradients. I have also encouraged my kids to always ask in case they come across new words. My classes are full of clay objects prepared by the kids themselves. That just seems like really convenient.
So this is an actual teacher that's licensed to teach. He's taught before, I guess, the big shutdown. I have not researched every single thing on this. It's just fascinating to me, the verbiage and.
So this person saying during lesson delivery I've tried. So that basically they're talking about clearing words and using the clay, like they're doing the study tech.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's coming from a qualified teacher that learnt like normal teaching. Is that what you're saying?
Right. It says it somewhere. Yeah. In the middle it says, go up a little. It says
oh yeah, my name is Peter Mayanza, primary school teacher. So this is part
of the success story. Yeah.
Okay, right. So he's been teaching like normally for 15 years, and then he heard about the Scientology training. He became curious, and he did the tools for life.
Right. He was doing it all
what
wrong
interested me most was the technology of study course. So the study tech, yeah. This course made me realize 3 very important components of study. They always do this. They say the 3 important components, right? Which Apostate Alex told me what they were on the video I did with London Org. So it's word clearing, it's the gradient, word clearing, and the having to, the clay stuff, basically having to,
right,
if you're
understanding and then demonstrate. Yep.
Yeah. Well, if you can learn about something more if you can have it in a there, maths
Right.
kind of thing.
You can have a picture of it.
Oh, yeah, there we go. I don't teach without having maths. This training helped me to be okay. So he's
Yeah.
done all the study tech. Doobie doo. Saying how it's made. They're basically promoting study tech, saying it's made him better
Right.
and he's teaching better. The VM. What's a VMIC? What's IC? Do you know?
No.
Yeah, right. So international
So
coordinator.
volunteer minister.
I have no idea.
No. International. I don't know.
Sorry.
But Paul. His name is Paul.
Okay. Yeah. Well, some African names. I have a lot of African friends, so some African names they'll change their name to make it easier for the
Oh.
Western world to say,
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe his name is Paul though. If they were colonized, then maybe, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Paul can speak fluent English as he was sent away as a child to be educated. He can even joke in English. How condescending does that sound?
This is absolutely racist at its finest, that you don't really realize that it just rolls off the tip of your tongue. He can even joke in English. It's like, so.
Oh, hey, Alex. Sorry, I just saw Alex is in the chat. How you going,
hi.
mate? I'm just talking about you. Yeah. Oh, IC is in charge, right? Okay, meaning the boss. So he's like the lead VM that's training the other ones or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Should we have a little break? Do you want to read some? If I go through some comments and then you can read some if you want.
Sure.
But you can't.
Whatever
Oh,
you
you
would
can't
like.
control
You're
it, though.
doing a great job.
You can't scroll though. That's all right. Hang on. I'll just read some comments anyway. I don't want to get too far behind.
Yeah, no.
We've got MD Media in here. Hello.
Hi,
And my
Matt.
Riri. Hubbardie.
Hi, Ray.
Racist, yeah. Doo-be-doo. Let's see. It's very post-World War colonization mentality. Colonization did huge damage to Africa. Yeah, right. Yeah, I agree. Or pre-World War, you meant? Yeah. Is Tools for Life a title they give themselves? Yeah, it's a Scientology course that's what they teach the volunteer ministers. That's their training.
How to communicate, the basic. Yeah.
Just all dust, basically. Orphanage are awful. At the bases, they're typically understaffed and include a lot of early stage neglect. Yeah, they definitely seem a bit toolish. I like that. Oh, Drop Bear, you do crack me up. Trust the tech. Yeah, this is so out of touch. These kids don't have access to fresh water, food, can suffer from undernourishment from tapeworms. It's so infuriating. They also don't have access to constant medical care. And then, and these assholes come along with their bloody Scientology stuff, right? And you'll find out why in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Well, we can go through why we think, why are they doing this?
Right.
What is their goal? It's not a real education that will help them develop and get to a better stage in life. How scary for these children who are probably already traumatized. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Because they either recently just lost both parents or it's been a couple years.
Sorry, I do come pretty distracted. Yes. I'm like, ooh, squirrel,
Well, I know. I'm just laughing over here going, oh my gosh. Now I can sit back and listen to the ridiculousness of it.
But you're okay with that, yeah? Because I don't want to be like.
No,
control.
I am no.
Okay.
I'm just learning also how to stream. So
Yeah, okay, yeah. And
I'm
if you're
watching
free
you. I know I'm part of the show, but I'm like, I just feel like I'm not on his. But it's not a bad thing. I actually like watching people how they are in their environment and creating it, and then I'm just enjoying the ride.
This is the first time I've put a document up and read through it like this. So I'm a total newbie as well.
It's how many times?
This is the first time I've done a document and scrolled through it, I think.
Are you serious? You do it so well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah. I've shared screens before. Um, yeah. I had to work out, I had to screen when I I don't want to ruin it. Hang on. It's all right. Okay.
That's okay.
Divide the amount of goats down the hill. Indie goat. Yeah, it's fine.
I know time's about to.
Ah, it's despicable they're targeting orphans. If they go missing, who will look after them? Also, there is extreme government corruption here too, which makes it easier to get a hold. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Uh,
I don't know if we're gonna go over it, but there is a part of one of the villages that is deep in the jungle, and that's where they call them primitive, um, and talk about moving them to Wonga.
right. Oh, is it the
And
big blue? I can't say it.
I
The
cannot, and I feel so
blue-
bad because I'm like, I don't want to butcher this name. Um,
Yeah.
and what's so weird is that they say 24 villages, but they don't have stats for 24 villages.
They don't have what? Sorry. Sorry,
Stats
I was
for the
reading.
24. They only have like 6 or 5.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We'll get to that. All right. Let's just keep
Mhm.
going. Yeah. Let's keep going. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. So self-sustaining villages work with the VMs. Blah 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 blah. It's the same sort of stuff, isn't it? We've trained 1,200. Yeah, you've told us that already. They're training
Exactly.
teaching 600 teachers. Blah 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 blah. Kids and stuff learning. It is so repetitive, isn't it? And then the tree
It,
planting.
yes. Solar
It's just
ovens.
all like, oh, sorry, you go. It's just all bigging themselves up, basically.
Yes.
Expanding into Liberia. We're not going to do Liberia today, not really.
No,
And
that's
more
fine.
TRs, more TRs. Your help is welcome. That's them making clay. Then you've got a success story, a couple of success stories. Blah blah blah. Just it right. So it goes on and on and on, right? That's
Yeah.
Martin. Let's see. Have you highlighted any more? Is there any more bit?
I think
This is Arthur. This is Martin's son.
yes.
Just all these success stories of how the tools for life, changed their lives and saved them and
Yeah, no,
blah
I
blah blah.
didn't have any more highlighted for the magazine
I
because
hate
what
this.
I got
I
from
hate
the
this.
for the magazine is what
Yeah,
we will go. Yeah, I
yeah.
also posted, um,
And
just so
yeah,
that
I
way I have.
hate this photo. I absolutely loathe it. Look at him
Yeah.
holding their head
Yep.
the right way. But
Oh
note how they're all wearing the same clothes, right?
yeah. Oh
So
yeah. Uniforms,
yeah, yeah,
uniforms, Bluetooth, and cinema.
yeah. Tools for life training. Yeah, it just keeps going on, blah blah. Right. So this is a weekly report that is sent. I'm gathering this is sent to the lady in the US who's getting the donations from one of the VMs, right?
Yes.
So there's talking about the weather, heavy storms that destroyed houses and stuff in a nearby village. This is a family of an old widow that doesn't even know her age, but I'm guessing she's 100 years old with their son who's mentally ill. Houses were destroyed. We're keeping 50 kids who sought refuge in Wanga due to threats of mudslides.
And that's
Uh,
that village that's deep in the jungle.
right. Completion of the church is underway. Plastering is being held back. Do. Had a refresher of training of villagers today, as I love it. Conflicts of marriage, learning that. Stats for the week: 370 kids cared for, 780 villagers fed, 120 turned up for training, 2 courses delivered. All of these stats. So these are the different. Wanga
Right.
is a parish. Yeah, these are all parishes. All the ones beginning with B. I'll show you the map later.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're not. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see. Sorry.
Wonga has the most stats, and then you'll see as time goes on, the other villages go from only water and you know what I mean. They add
Right.
certain things to it, but it's not
Yeah.
really spoken on.
Wow. 7,416 and 20 cents per village.
Because remember that math. Times it by 2.
You add it up.
You add it up to the other, and then you think about the others.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, it's that same where all the villages are the same, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like to let the donors know how much it costs. I'm taking it, right? So,
Yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
to me, when you think of African prices, I think very overpriced. $428 for potatoes. Doesn't say how many
Yes.
potatoes, is it? Like, yeah, I don't
Absolutely.
know. Same again about the tools for life.
Right.
February payment, we have $100, 3 more $500 payments to go.
So there are some that are on a monthly plan. The donors,
Yeah,
they just donate a set amount. There are also, because she asked for a certain amount, if something has come up or we need to supplement something, then
yeah,
they'll do individual donors. But
yeah. So we've seen a lot of donations, and the biggest one I've seen in one go was $2,500 from one
yes,
lady. You know.
yep,
Okay. All right. So it's just much of the same thing. Let's see if there's any. So we'll get to. I'll try and find the commendation.
right, right.
Oh,
That's
stats.
just mm-hmm.
10 assists given. I mean, I don't know how stats work. Maybe Alex can tell us, like what, like how many stats. Well, just guess the most stats you have. I'm imagining she is going to an org, and I don't know. The more stats you have, the more you get paid. I guess that's how it
Yeah.
works.
Scooter Mom. That's exactly what this is. They send it around that date, a Thursday,
Yeah.
and
Right. Yeah. 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 So Patrick Skinner's saying, yeah, many of them submit false stats. Well, I'm wondering if we can help flag out with that, let them know what's false or not. Hmm.
right, and that
And
13
plus,
dental offices that
not
they're
owe the org some money. So yeah, it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on.
right,
Where is let's see. So just reports and stats and blah, blah, blah. So I think, is this the 136 pages of stuff?
girl. Yeah,
So are these from her posts?
these are all from her posts. She
Right,
posts
okay.
10 to 15 posts a day,
Wow.
not just on this. So
Yeah.
yeah, I had so much fun. Uh,
Yeah, right. I didn't obviously didn't read as many posts as you. I read what I thought was enough to read. Like, yeah, there were a
right.
lot of. I'm just trying to find now. I'm trying to find the bloody
Yes.
thing from
Um,
Flag. So the ethics commendation from Flag that we have for this particular lady in charge in Clearwater.
I should have
Yeah,
emailed. I think I
it's
emailed just that on its own.
yeah. Hang
So that way we didn't have to find it in the 136.
Okay, I thought I had it up and I haven't. Sorry, guys, bear with me. And it keeps signing back into my
Please
other
don't yell.
email.
Okay, I'm just gonna yell. Hang on.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I thought it was like I'm semi-organized.
It's
Oh,
perfect
okay.
time.
Ethics letter. Oh, here we go. Ethics letter. Nope. It says ethics letter, but that's not an ethics letter. Oh, so it's not redacted.
Oh, it doesn't say her full name, but it does say. Does it?
Yeah, it does. What's the title? Documents shared with you. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Hang on one sec. Bear with me. Bear with me. Oh, here we go. There's something. There's one. Okay, so if I unshare that one, remove and stop screen.
Thank you
Present.
guys for
Yeah, thanks for hanging
hanging
in
out with us. I know
there.
we've never done this before together. Like we only talked just yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just like came into your life like a whirlwind.
That's how I am.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I'm glad you.
You have
That's
a
a good
kid,
then.
I have a kid, and they're both like, we're both.
I was like it before I had a kid, mate. Honestly, that's what my mum said. Like, when because I got diagnosed with ADHD as an adult a couple of years ago, and I had to go back to my family because I was like, "Oh, I possibly have ADHD," and they're like, "Well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock," and I'm like, "Well, you could have told me, you know." And my mum, like, I had to go through my family members for like evidence, like they had to do, letters and stuff as evidence because I didn't have any school reports or anything like that. And yeah, they were like, my mum was like, "Oh, you were like a whirlwind," and I was like, was I? And like emotional and all of this, emotional
Mhm.
dysregulation, blah, blah, blah. Okay,
Yeah.
so can we see it? Is it on? Yes.
Yep. I see it.
So this is from Flag. Now, former Scientologists, can you tell us if this looks like a legit letter? Okay. So Scientology volunteer ministers, ethics flags, blah, blah, blah. I would like to commend so and so for her continued create, right, of the Wanga Parish VM group. Blah 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 directed her VM group to do a disaster response action to a flooded and starving village. Blah blah blah. So they moved to cause to bring sanity to their area. I'm just reading the highlighted pieces, but yeah, Alex or who else is in there? That's a hey Gregory, how you going? Nice to see you in here, mate. Yeah. Anyway, somebody who's a former Scientologist. Does this look like a legit letter? I'm sure it would have been on like a letter-headed. Do you know what I mean? Because they do all their fancy swirly writing and stuff like that, like a letterhead. So maybe she's typed it off a letter that she received, but that seems odd because wouldn't you put
That
up
seems so odd
the
that
legit?
she would. She also,
It's
actually, I
just yeah,
think she uploaded the stats, but no, this is typed, and then she's like, I found a letter, and then but she types it herself. It's
yeah.
really
Maybe she
weird.
didn't know how to put photos onto the computer or something. I don't know, but yeah. So she's going on about the chickens and the crops of rice and the VM courses and drilling TRs each day to prepare them for school and
Right.
photos and stuff. And then it goes back to the bloody
What?
the newspaper. Yeah. Because there was more ethics, wasn't there? More
There
ethics stuff, wasn't there? The
seems
commendation.
seems really weird.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe we could just go to your video. I have got your video ready.
Oh, you know what? In the thing, I put the ethics letter before the magazine, so you just went backwards.
Oh no, I was at the top. Or do you mean it'd
Yeah,
be at the bottom? Because it had like
I thought
3
it was the
pages.
magazine. I did it twice, and I was like, I don't remember doing. Don't worry about me.
I think there's like 3 pages, but it
Hmm.
hasn't. So we've got this page.
Right.
Then the next page is this one.
Yep.
I've now
That's the one.
it says how she's attracted other people to assist in the financing, so asking for donations from other Scientologists. Like, why is she not advertising this like publicly? You know, what if she really wants to help and stuff? Like, why? It all just seems a bit odd, right?
It's very odd.
Yeah. So, do you think that's enough of your receipts, or is there anything else we need to cover?
Um, Not that I can. I know primitive is used several times, even in the even supposedly Martin uses primitive, and because there was a deadly flood um just this past week, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
there were just weird things happening with that as well,
Yeah.
but we need to go
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah. I started researching that last night, and I was like, "It's midnight. Stop it!" Stay up late. But yeah. So yeah, something seems off. So apostate Alex, it's not always letterheaded, okay, but it looks a little off. It's not the usual format, and the language is not quite right. Like it makes sense, but it feels slightly off to me. Could have been edited. But there is another bit where she puts stats at the bottom of that. They put no. What was missing off that ethics letter? I don't know. But if anyone wants to see the full of Journey's full receipts, You can watch her video. I've put the link to your video in the description, so people can, and please subscribe as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
yeah.
yeah, please
Right.
subscribe. So lovely Sarah.
Oh, thank you.
Who I've known very briefly.
I know. We bonded
It's
very well.
right. Okay, so what I have found on, oh, there's a little video actually. Oh my God, I'm just
Okay.
like, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that's worth showing. There's actually, oh yeah, I will. Hang on. There's a video, there's a YouTube channel. Did you know there's a YouTube channel for Wanga Parish?
There is
Right?
a YouTube channel.
Yeah, right. So there's a short version of this, and then there's a long version. This is a short version of the video. Oops.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
This is in my receipts as well, but I did not post the video. I just screenshot it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
But she
Okay.
says
Okay.
she paid for the music.
Right. I don't know. Anyway, it just goes on kind of the longer one, right? Oops. The longer one actually has, I think it's Arthur and some other guy, and they're sitting there, and you can see it's like scripted what they're saying, like, so and so helped our village, and we did the tools for life, and we are very happy. And it reminded me of that interview of the Scientology wives where they say the same thing. Have you seen that where they say, "Oh, I know every inch of his." Yeah, like every inch of their body, you know? It's like,
and
it just reminded me of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's only certain people that are appointed to talk to press, and when that are trusted. And so just a random person to do one little one-off, it's literally a earbud or verbatim. Right.
Yeah.
Don't go off the script.
Yeah.
That's off Arthur.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Fiona, thanks for joining us. Or anyone else that I've missed that's come to join us. El Sarmento and Gregory. Gregory, shouldn't you be in bed? You're always up at night. Do people want to see where the parish is, like on a map? Are you interested in that? You want to see it, Indigo, you mentioned? Do you want to see the map and see how like remote, like how big Africa is? It's crazy. Yeah.
It's insane. That's why I still laugh about it's next to Kenya. I'm like, are you have you been in Africa? That's the question. Have you been to Africa?
It's insane how big it is, and it was so hard to find. Like I had to speak to someone in Africa to actually find out. Oh, hang on a minute. There we go. Right, yeah, Patrick Skinner. Right, so you will see. Right, there've been several attestation that the VM go just to a disaster site to take photos and shake hands and leave using the name of any other actual relief organizer. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Right. Which okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just show the map and then I'll show you my receipt.
Patrick Skinner, just really quickly, this has been going on for 2 years. And stats keep coming out, and they say it's two orphanages, one in Liberia and one in this in Wanga. So I'm just keeping track of whatever I could find, and that's where because I know they post just fake photos out, but I followed this because of the babies. They don't have anyone to protect over them. They lost both of their parents, and it's horrible.
Yeah, and just to get a kind of idea of how big Africa is, it's a 12-hour flight all over Africa. So that's insane. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, and another good point. Yeah, it's remote, so they're operating without much interference. Absolutely. They can do what they want, and it was hard. So yeah, it's hard to research. Like I'm saying, it was hard to find this village, very hard. And to the point where I actually thought they'd made up the village. So this is an idea of. Like I was like, does this exist?
No, and this is why it's like, okay, here are all these babies, but where are you getting the babies? Like, how are you actually treating them?
So can you see my hand? Can you see the cursor?
Yes.
Right, so you've got Kampala there, just where my hand is. That's the capital of Uganda. So this is Uganda, this area. And you've got
Right.
Kenya next to it, right? So this is this is the coordinates of the village, right? Watch how much I have to zoom in. Oops. All right, we're not even there yet. Right, look at all these. These are all I think these are all
Oh.
districts. These are all districts, right? Or villages, maybe actually. Sorry, I'm wrong.
Yes.
And that's
I see a
Wanga there.
couple.
Yeah, that's Wanga there. It's insane. There's so many villages. And that's, see the Mount Elgin National Park, that's the mountain there. So it's not
Yes.
directly like, look at all the villages a mudslide would have to go through to get to Wanga. So that
Right.
makes me think as well. You know? So anyway, right. So my receipts, okay? Are you ready?
No, that's great.
Are you ready, right? So what I found in my investigations was so there was a few comments, wasn't there, on some of her posts, like, "Oh, this lady is lying," and da 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 da. And like we say, something seemed off, right? So investigating, I found one of the volunteer ministers, and well, he's an ex-volunteer minister. He worked for them, and he worked for them for a month, and they didn't pay him. And he told me all about the truth of what's going on. Okay. And where is it? Sorry. I should have had it lined up and then said that, but yeah. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. All
I
right.
just
So
say her Facebook page was striked for false information.
was it? Okay.
And yeah, she posted, she's like, no, it isn't. And so she got her Facebook page back.
Yeah,
Like it
right.
was literally shut down.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I don't know.
Just dodgy all round, hey?
It is.
Dodgy AF. Okay. Yes, right, Indigo. So he volunteered for free. Like, isn't that like, it's just like slavery, right? In my opinion. Right. So I got hold of the guy and I did a phone interview with him. So I've got him on the phone. Like, not now, but I mean, I recorded it with his permission. I'm just trying to so there's a 21-minute version. There's a 21-minute version and there's a 5-minute version. Which one should I put on? What do you reckon, guys? Maybe oh gosh, I should probably just put the 5-minute version on. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me just find it. Let me find it. Hang on.
I know.
Oh no, how do you find it? It's not in videos. It's not there. Oh my god, because I've got it on private on my videos. How do you find private videos? Why are you not
Oh, people
there?
are. Oh, okay. 21 minutes.
21
No.
minutes is a bit long, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, yeah, no, oh, there we go. I found it, right. So if I put the 5-minute one on,
Is it linked to YouTube? Can someone watch
it's
it
on YouTube. Right,
Okay.
hang on. I haven't like made it thingamabob yet, public. Hang on. It's
Oh,
all
okay.
right. I've got it. Right. So sorry guys. You love it, really. Okay, Richard Short. Right, there we go. Okay. And add to stage. Make it bigger. All right,
And
you ready, guys? So this is a guy who was well, you'll find out, he'll tell you. All right. Yeah, so how did they find you?
Yeah, they found me on Facebook, and there are those certain courses online of Harvard, learn Harvard.
Which courses was it? Was it the Tools for Life?
Yeah. So after introducing me to those courses, started introducing me to the different people within the country here. So that's when I met they are volunteers here, and they started sending me there. So on sending me there, I found out there is nothing. I found the contrary to what they were telling me, because they are scamming people in the US, as well as people here in Uganda are scamming them.
Yeah.
Because
I'll just pause it. So can everyone understand what he's saying? Because it's not very good quality, and his signal kept dropping out a bit as well. But he's basically, so I asked him how they found him, and he said through Facebook. And they've, he did the courses and everything, and then they recruited him as a volunteer minister, and then they've sent him out, like they're doing it all over the country, he said, and they sent him out to somewhere. So they sent him to Wanga, not Wanker, Mad Drop Bear. You, he makes me laugh. Stop picking on me. All right. So yeah, and he's so sweet. He's so lovely. And I've actually been in contact with this guy for a few months, and I've been wanting to find the right moment to reveal all of this. And then you came along, So I'm so glad I found you, All right. So let's continue. Hang on. And I tried to do subtitles and they wouldn't work. So
because they do parade innocent civilians, and take pictures of them and send back to the US.
So they've been saying that there is an orphanage, right? And you're saying that the orphanage was not real. It wasn't an orphanage. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So they were taking photographs at the school?
It is a hoax.
It's a hoax.
It is a hoax.
Yeah. I understand. And
Yeah.
I asked, so basically they have been taking, he said they've been taking photos and saying it's an orphanage, but it's not. It's actually a private school, and they've been taking photos and sending them back to the US. They've been taking photos of innocent children, so they are not orphans. They are students at a school that Martin owns. Okay, so and you'll see I don't know if it's in this version, sorry, but he goes on to say sort of it's just gross. Hang on. Ask you some questions, yeah?
It's okay.
Okay, so you worked for them for a month, right? And they didn't pay you, is that correct? Yeah. What work were you doing?
Teaching those kids about those tools, and teaching them English, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
But what hurts most is just these kids being paraded to be beneficiaries of orphanage and all that stuff when they are not. So these are innocent kids.
Yes.
They know nothing about what is going on. So using them in illicit and scamming, activities, it is very dangerous to them, and it contravenes the international laws about children, and even the national policy here. Because using them in scandalous activities is very dangerous. They know nothing about what's going on entirely, so they're just paraded when they're taking lunch, or when they are having. There are normal studies that look, this is the orphanage.
Sorry, I have to stop there. So he said they're parading the children, and innocent children, making them go, oh look, it's an orphan, and taking photos when they're having their lunch. So where she said in the thing, oh, we've provided the cup and the plate and all of that, it's all BS. They were just eating their lunch, and then they were taking photos of them, So that's the receipt for that. But I hope it's in this version. Sorry.
I will post up the orphans are taking lunch, which is,
and they're making lots of money from donations.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So the lady involved, she pays them money to parade the children, basically.
Yeah.
He's making money as well. Yeah. So so what we see is them advertising, oh, we saved lots of children. We've taken them to the orphanage. We are making sustainable villages. So we're growing vegetables. We have chickens, and they show these pictures of chickens and all these eggs. Is that false as well? Is that fake?
You see, at times they go to people's farms and take pictures. Those projects do not exist there because I
Wow.
was there for every month. So those projects are non-existent. So they go to like a friend's farm and take pictures. So they unknowingly they post those pictures online.
Unknowingly,
So
you said.
or whatever is being told is non-existent. Beginning from the orphanage, because there is no any orphanage at all. It is a private school teaching these young kids, paying school fees, because these kids pay school fees, school fees from their parents. Then the humanitarian work of taking food to those who have been hit by disasters, that is also non-existent. There's nothing that like humanitarian work going on.
That's
So
so
all that
awful.
is,
Disgusting. It's terrible.
scandalous.
Yeah, absolutely
Mm.
terrible. It really hurts my heart, you know. I hate to see people being taken advantage of. It's so disgusting. So you didn't receive any money from them for working for them.
I didn't. Not
And
at all.
did they pay for your education? Did they help with your education?
Not at all.
No. Bloody hell. Yeah. Well, so far in my
Mm.
research, I've found 20 African countries where they're trying to infiltrate. Okay, like the founder was a master hypnotist. What he says he is doing is actually the opposite. So you have the CCHR, where there is a front group, you know, they are saying that they're fighting for human rights when really they are taking slaves. The C organization is
Uh,
they take people for slaves.
I was frustrated. I was betrayed.
Yeah, okay.
So mm,
It's not acceptable, you know? Maybe I can get some donations, who knows, for your schooling. I would love to do that for you.
it is okay.
Yeah.
It is okay.
Yeah. Okay. He's so gentle, such a lovely guy. Yeah, so that's the shortened version. How do you feel about that?
Whew. This
It's a lot, isn't
woman.
it?
Oh yeah.
It's yeah.
It's hard to believe that it's just one woman.
Mm,
It's
yeah.
really hard to believe that it's not an organized. Um, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's your post. Make it go right. All those
Yeah.
crazy sayings.
Yeah.
And then it's an acceptable truth because you're keeping
Yeah.
Scientology working. It's
Spot on, yeah.
absolutely disgusting because they're using innocent kids. And whether or not the Martin and his family are involved
Oh
to a
yeah,
certain
yeah.
degree. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
how do they know?
yeah, I've also spoken to him. Like I say, I've been in touch with him for quite some time, and but there was a big gap. So when I first started talking to him, like they are aware, like Martin, Arthur, and I think it's what's the lady, Diana. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what connection she has, but she's either a wife. I think it's somebody's wife or auntie or whatever. They all know. But they're happy to get these photos for money. You know, they're getting paid for it, and they've got like quite rich from it in Africa. You know,
And that's what is even more disgusting because it's human trafficking just by pictures. And you're using these kids for just money exchange, for just posing.
It's
And
so freaking gross.
it's beyond disgusting. It's like, hey, we need this and this and this to help these kids out and to actually emphasize they lost both parents and use even in one of the stats, a 14-year-old girl, writes in one of the stats of, what she's thankful for, what her life was before she lost her parents 3 years ago.
Yeah.
All this is a whole nother level of
all a lie. It was all
Yeah.
lies.
Well, that's what
Like,
I'm saying.
how
Like, it's
it's so like it's just
mhm.
I don't even have words for it. It's vile.
predatory behavior, because
Yeah.
it might not be that 14-year-old girl. It could be a man pretending to be a 14-year-old girl and saying this and this and this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not.
just
This is a whole nother level of, hey, we're just gonna send our people in, take pictures, and get out. Because that's the other thing that the magazine talks about, is that we're trying to have them self-sustain themselves. Then why are you still there? Why are, like, in no way for 2 years you're just now putting on the roof? And with
that was the other thing. That was the other thing. Sorry, because I will put the sorry, I will put the full version on my channel. But so the building of the church, right, or the building, what was it? They were building something else or whatever, and they're showing all the bricks and all of this. That was
Yeah.
fake. That was
They're
fake. It was
trying to
just where
build
the
the
classroom
secondary.
got damaged. The classroom got damaged. That was it. They were fixing the classroom. There was no other building built. Yeah, it's just.
Oh, well, the one guy's
level.
holding. So it looks like the roof is already built, and literally 3 guys are hammering.
That's
The
so
roof
the
is
church.
there.
I believe the church is being built. It's been taking like 11 years to build that church, but the government have funded that. That's nothing to do with the volunteer ministers.
But they're
And so,
stating it
yeah,
like such, and that's
yeah,
why I was like, say what? Yeah.
yeah, they're using the pictures from it, and also, you see the people holding up the crops and how the orphans planted the seeds. They put it's a farm. It's someone's farm. It's been done with like like, can you imagine? All those seeds being planted by orphans, like it's just not. That's not how you
No.
farm. Do you know what I mean? Like to that, you can see like all the
Yes.
rows. And that's been done by a tractor. Like it's so obvious,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
unbelievable. That's why it took me so long to put it together.
Yeah,
But
right.
that's why I'm like, I need to get this out. I'm just hoarding all these pictures to myself.
Yes. Oh my
I have
God,
way more than
100.
136.
Isn't it funny? We were going through the same thing at the same time, and then I found you, and it's like we can actually because I don't know. I know what you mean. You just want to do it justice, And I
Yes.
haven't put it out because I felt like I couldn't give it justice. But when I saw your video and the ethics thing, that was just like it all just tied it together.
Right.
This whole elaborate story of look at me, I've done all this and I've coordinated and made all these volunteer ministers. I've got this huge project. She's made a website and everything about these sustainable villages and the training and and all of these stats and these freaking commendation. And she's this amazing person where she's using these vulnerable people. And he was promised that if he worked there for a month, they would pay for him to finish uni. Like he's studying, he wants to study law and stuff like that. So it's the false hope that's like given to these people. Like he hasn't been able to finish his education, so like if anyone does want to donate, I can set that up. Just email me. Because I would love to help him, I would really love to help him. He's a very lovely guy. I think he must be about 28 now. But so sweet, and I just feel like, he's been so hurt thinking that he's doing good for the world, and and not just him, all the others. And okay, some of them are going along with it, like Arthur and his family. They're like, these people are like obviously desperate for money. They're struggling, and it would be very tempting,
Yeah,
but
what's
then you
the
get
harm? The children are there, just set them up. It's just this whole, it's deeper. It's way deeper. And that's why I was like, they do daily TRs? Like how long? Because this is hours.
Yeah, so in the longer
Hypnotic.
version, no, so it was unclear. So I don't think he understood what I meant. So in the longer version of the phone call, which I'll put up, I said, so were they teaching them TRs? So he didn't seem to know what TRs meant. So I'm not, they probably call it something else
It's
in the
the
Tools for Life.
TR0.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, but he didn't seem, maybe because I
I-
said TRs instead of training routines. I don't know, but
I
he
don't
didn't
think
really
it's
seem
in the Tools for Life, to be honest. I'm not sure if
okay.
someone could specify, but I know
Alex, are you still
it's
there? Can you tell us, like, are is the TR zeros in the Tools for Life, or is it called something else, or like what's the deal with that? Or they was just putting that. I don't know. He said he was there. He was teaching them English. He didn't get paid, and I said so. And I was going like this without going. You know, when they're sitting on the chairs like this, you know, why are you teaching them? Because I was saying it's damaging, it's brainwashing. I told him all of this, and he was like, yes, I was doing that. Um, I was doing that. I was teaching them English. So I think they just got them to sit like that, and then he was teaching them English. I don't know. I couldn't quite work it out, but to hear that they're not being brainwashed um, is the good part of it. You know, they're not indoctrinating all these children is
yeah.
good, but just using them. And like he said they had no clue. So he says, you know, they go into the villages and there'll be like a village meeting and they'll go in there and they're wearing the yellow t-shirts and all the kids get excited. They know it's a mission, but they don't know what they're doing or what they're talking about because they don't speak English and they're going in there and doing this, hey, you know, and I think there's one video. Have you seen the video where they're all dancing and stuff? And you know, they just put these
I
yellow
see that,
t-shirts
yeah.
on people and then like they're like, yay, and they're dancing and but they don't know why. They've got no idea that they're being exploited.
Did you
You
see
know,
the post where the kids were dancing?
yeah.
Of what she posted, what she said that they were
Yeah.
doing?
Oh, I don't
This
remember
is
what she
the
said.
this is the first time they've actually danced and played
Oh,
for over a year because they're actually happy now. Like
oh
it's like
God. Come
what
on.
what? Yeah. No, she played it and I'm just like, even as a kid with my hellhole of a childhood, I skipped, I hopped, I did stuff.
Yeah. I'm sure they're dancing. I'm sure
They didn't
like
dance, they didn't play.
oh no,
Nope.
they're too primitive. They're too primitive, you know?
Yeah.
Like far out, man. Like it's just so
It's
disgusting.
unbelievable the level of
Yeah.
deceit
So
and
many levels to it
just
on
like,
every
oh,
on
we're gonna say this and everyone's gonna believe it.
yeah.
It,
Yeah.
that's not the real world because what you're saying doesn't make sense.
And without being rude to Scientologists and former Scientologists, if this is probably why it's done within the Scientology community, and she's not advertising it further afield, is because from what I've heard is that Scientologists are genuinely really trusting and really nice people, and for them it would be believable, you know. But there
Right.
was somebody questioning, wasn't there? That I can't remember. See, my memory is terrible. But you was talking about somebody questioning it, and then she. Do you want to tell us about that? What was it?
Yeah, the main patron, what's considered the patron, she has 13 dentist offices in LA, and she's the one of the biggest donors to this cause. And she questioned because Arthur is going off to university, to
Yeah,
college,
right. Yeah.
and to be a civil engineer, but she wants to set up his dorm life, and so he can continue his mission, his volunteer
Yeah.
ministry. And here's the cost. And they were like, I'm sorry, I thought I already paid a certain thing.
Mm. She's done it
And
a couple of times actually, where
yeah,
she's already asked for that and like maybe forgotten that, you know, like
right.
trying
And
to.
so they questioned it, and she posted this long, like, even splitting up, oh, that was for this, this is for this now. And they're like, okay. But it's one of those, because I'm like, they're keeping track where their money's going to, because they want
Yeah,
to see the actual proof.
I think he's already. I think he, you know, he's been making money off this. I mean, God knows, I don't know how much they pay them per photo. Probably like a couple of dollars or something. But that's a lot of money there. And I think that I think he's already paid for his schooling, and she's just using that as a, do you know what I mean? Just to try and get some more money. It's just bull.
Well,
I'm trying to
even
see
bus
what
tickets. She wants bus tickets to be paid. They're $7, and I'm like, okay,
$7.
and it's a
Mm.
long way, but like, what's happening? Like, I was. It was very hard for me to keep track of, even though I have what she's saying, what the stats are saying, and then what she's saying in posts to promote, to ask for donations.
Yeah, it's all over the place, and not, yeah, it doesn't match
Right.
up. So yeah, so that's what we've uncovered. And what can be done about it? Something can be done about it. Maybe I think just to keep exposing, maybe keep finding these volunteer. What I want to do is keep finding these volunteer ministers, speaking to them. Like, I inbox them, I comment on the posts. Like, don't let it just. It's all going on. Like, we've got Youth for Human Rights, all sorts of stuff. I go on, I comment. That's how I found the guy in Ghana, and he was receptive to it. And
Oh,
he's now
awesome.
no longer building the applied scholastics bloody school on his land, like, so I think just
Good.
keep speaking out, just keep reaching out, keep talking. And um the guy I just showed, like, obviously it's just horrible how Arthur, who, okay, he's going along with the dodgy stuff to make money and that, but he gets to do his education, whereas the other guy is doing the right thing, speaking up, and he doesn't get to finish his schooling. It's just awful. So
Right. Yeah.
there will be people that will reply, and it's just like, it's such a huge country, so many people. It's going to keep going on. You can't reach all of those people. Like, it's
No.
insane. It's an insane amount of people, and massively huge country, but we can help.
Right.
That's all we
I
can do,
think the
really.
more
And
eyes we have on a certain situation and bring attention to it, no matter
yeah,
who it is,
yeah,
I think that's where the community can make a decision whether or not this is good,
yeah,
and do we put this around,
yeah.
exposing the people.
Yeah, so
So,
jump on board, people. Go through Facebook. Go on the bloody human
right.
rights, Youth for Human Rights. We've got, where do you find it? Truth About Drugs.
Hmm.
The
You can
volunteer
just Google
ministers.
anything, a
Yeah,
certain name, and
yeah.
track them to, certain documents that have been um, reported and everything. You
There
can
we go. So
find a lot of things.
$7, no way. 50 cents for local mass transport taxi ride hire in Johannesburg. So Johannesburg. I always say Johannesburg. I don't know why. Yeah. So
Yeah.
$7 to get from Nabale to Kampala would be way too much. Like, yeah, that's what I mean. They're overpricing the stuff.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's what I thought of, because I was like, $7 just to bus them from, that type of jungle to Wanga.
Mm,
$7, or, it's like, per person? What is happening? That doesn't make
yeah.
any sense.
This is the other thing. So I did see I can't remember the name of the website, but Google it. There are African sites out there that are, uh, what's the word? Calling out scammers. There's a word, I can't remember the word. Calling out scammers. So go on the websites, just report them to everywhere. I actually reported the Ghana thing to a newspaper in Ghana, but I didn't get a response. But I think just keep speaking out, just
Right.
keep speaking out anywhere and everywhere, and as many people speaking out as possible. You can make up a fake name on Facebook and go on and comment on posts, but as long as you're putting it as like you just got to put it in a nice way that they're going to
Yeah.
listen to, rather than going, oh, they're bastards. Just say,
Yeah.
look, please be. I put, please be careful. These are not what they seem, not who they seem, and they do this and this and this. Maybe put a link to a video speaking about it.
Right.
And just try and reach out to as many people as we can, and that's all we can do, really. I think. I'm not sure if there's like international courts, or that's something else to look into. It's fraud.
Yeah. No, it
Um,
definitely is. And conning, even your fellow Scientologists.
yeah,
There's got to be
right.
an ethics
I wonder if it'd be
Ethics
worth
violation
writing
there.
write to flag and say, hey, this chick's bloody talking out of her ass, you know?
Well,
What do you
even
reckon?
contacting the dentist office, that lady, because she does post, and
Yeah.
she attaches their name to it.
Yeah.
So you just follow the receipts, and then
Yeah.
expose it.
Probably shut her profile down after this. I'd be surprised
Yeah.
if she doesn't. Yeah.
Well, and that's why I wanted to make sure I have everything I needed
Yeah.
to tell the story right,
Yeah.
and then make what it is as a
Yeah.
conversation and receipts, and actually get people to talk about it, because they don't need to talk to me about it. Keep
Yeah.
it going, have more eyes on it, and that
Yeah.
way, if people think it's right, then keep doing it. But if you don't think it's right and you know the whole truth, that hey, they're using these kids just for a photo op saying it's something else for money,
Yeah.
would you
Yeah.
like to donate to this scam? So it's
Yeah, so if the money is coming from American donors, is the money even leaving the US? I know. Well, I mean, she did give a what do you call it?
it's a link,
Transfer.
yeah, to his,
Western Union. That's it.
to,
Yeah, Western Union.
I think it's Martin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Western
So
Union
it
thing.
goes
Yeah.
directly to him, but I think it's set up for, um,
Who
something else.
knows? Who knows? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it could be in his name in the phone, but somebody else has the phone.
Yeah. It's freaking shocking. Should we have a look through the comments and then maybe
Yeah.
call it a day?
Yeah.
Because my son hasn't gone to school today. He's struggling to get to school. Let's have a look. Yeah, international courts at the bus fare. Thank you to Indigo for modding. She had to go to bed. Okay, so what's that say? Keep it in-house, keeps it out of legal light. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're I think we're the primitive ones. Like, do you know what? Like, they live such in my opinion, a beautiful kind of pure. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're just
They're living off the land. It's what
so innocent.
it's.
Like,
Mhm. And you have traditions and culture. I think our culture for Bluetooth speaker and a cinema, that's not what I want to leave behind for my
it's just
child
like,
to
what the
inherit.
hell?
I want her to inherit, the culture of our everything. Not
Yeah.
material things. That's gonna go away.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, I think have they not been caught out being in cahoots with Red Cross a little bit a couple of times? I've heard something about Red Cross.
So this last landslide, Red Cross was there, and so according to, I wanted to call Marin. What's the kid's name? I forgot the kid's name. Arthur. Thank you. I was like Alfred, Aaron. Anyway, Arthur announced that he's a Scientologist. Something can be done about that. Signed in, told him everything, and then of course they welcomed him, and the government's there too, because it wasn't a mudslide. It was a bunch of trash, rubbish.
Oh,
it
was a rubbish tip landslide. Yeah, but people got killed. Yeah, it's shocking.
And through, I mean, it was days. They were still trying
to
to
find
count
people.
for everybody. So it was a huge push. They got 108 sign up for volunteer minister, and
I did find something on one of the landslides or something that affected. I'm not sure if it was Wanga, but nearby. and people have lost their homes, and the government helped every single person. It said was helped by the government, you know.
Yes.
So
And he said Arthur said they were guarding them. And that's why the language did not make sense. Because I'm like, they're not being protected by rubbish. Like, or from rubbish. That's not
okay.
why the government's there. No one's gonna take advantage of these people sleeping outside.
Yeah, right. Okay, so even if your charity is linked to a religious organization, they're still required to provide this information to the public. I wonder where, yeah, so where are they registered? Like, do they have a branch registered in Africa to get around that? Who knows? I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
No,
Something we need to look
I
into.
know. Who said it?
Hmm.
They said, gosh, it's getting probably late. That's why I can't think of people's
Sorry,
names.
we'll go in a minute.
No, it's okay. My brain with names, I cannot.
Are you what are you talking about, the Australia and UK thing, or something
No, I
else?
guess it's out of London, and I think his name also started with an A. It's
Apostate Alex.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
He said that he has receipts and he's gonna talk to you about it.
Oh yeah,
It's all
yeah. He said to
from
me,
London.
yeah, I did a stream with him before, because I did like undercover footage of in London org and stuff. And he said then that he wanted to do a video with me about Africa. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he
because
said the orders are coming from London.
they're
So
operating it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but they might have companies registered. So the way Australia and the UK work, I'll try and get it right because I can never explain it. The basics of it is that so there's COSRECI, which is registered in South Australia. The UK Scientology stuff operates from that, but then oh gosh, no, I'm gonna get it wrong. No, I'll have to get him to explain it again. Basically,
okay,
they're covering their asses. So it's like the UK are operating out of Australia, and Australia is like, well, they're with the UK. So it's like it causes confusion. So they don't know
yeah,
what to do, and it hasn't been investigated properly, you know. So it's stuff
right,
like that. They find all these loopholes and ways to make it difficult to, they're smart with it, but they've had like 74 years to perfect all of this
well,
this
that's
scamming,
what happens to the U.S. because LA could easily say it's flag, well, but gold base is just saying it's individual people, even though it's all coming from the gold base down. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
All the orgs are
too many. Yeah,
separate entities, and they're all it's such an elaborate network of businesses. They've got it's all separate, so they can't all be. It's hard to find who's accountable, basically. Um,
exactly.
I haven't given Windy this info. I did a video with Windy, didn't I? But he's not going to be in that area. I think he's watched
Yeah.
because I do have a couple of videos about Africa. Yeah, so I don't know if it's worth giving to him, but I'm sure he'll watch this or whatever, or I'll speak to him about it. Yeah. I think I've spoken to him about the VMs. I think most people are aware that the VMs are taking fake photos. But actually
Yes.
speaking to one, I think it's really helpful to see. It's deeper than that, isn't it?
Yes.
Like
This one's deeper because it's been a couple of years and they really are telling a story
it's
of how it's coming along,
2019.
but then it's not coming along. Yeah. So it's like something's not actually right here. But I was just had a conversation with someone about missions. Someone thought the missions versus the orgs or the ideal orgs were separate, but they're
Yeah.
actually the same. You just appointed someone to run that. So they're the
Right.
executive of that.
Okay.
So, but they try to make themselves, no, we bought this building. And I'm like, nope, not the way I'm seeing it when it's a religious facility. When I am trying to make this map with the coordinates and stuff, but I'm finding out
That's a great idea. Yeah.
they're not separate.
Yeah.
It's just they're
Okay.
appointed to be in charge. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was getting at with Windy. It's South Africa's you know, a lot more built up and stuff. So all these African countries are the 20 that I've seen them trying to get them online, you know, with these courses. They're very rural and huge, you know, huge with loads of villages, like I showed in the map. It's just
Yes.
crazy. They've got so much land and
Hmm.
so much, such a huge space, like endless
And it's
communities and
beautiful. You don't
villages
want to
to
build on.
corrupt.
Yeah,
But
our
you
ideal
know, or
village.
to exploit. They will not. I don't think they'll ever run out of places to exploit. There's literally thousands and thousands of villages. You know,
Right.
so and you don't know where they're going to pop up. Like, well, I know the different countries and stuff, but like, oh my gosh, it's
But
it's
how
a
they're popping
mammoth.
up too. They call it
Mm,
humanitarian work.
yeah,
And it's
yeah. That's
you're
another thing
taking
that the guy
advantage of
said.
people. That's the opposite of having
Yeah.
humanity.
But they're not creating sustainable villages whatsoever. And what the guy said to me as well, he said, like, you know, where they're showing the kids with the rice and stuff like that, is what they would do is they'll get one bag of rice and give it to some parents, and then, you know, and the parents get paid for it. They know it's a scam, and just show that, like, you know, and taking the pictures on the farms, and that picture of all the cartons of eggs, that's from a local convenience store kind of thing. Where, yeah,
Obviously, because you don't go into where the chickens is and then you come out with the carts like that.
I know.
Especially the
It's
kids.
so
We
ridiculous. It was
collected eggs.
so silly. Like, come on now. Oh,
It's a
gee.
huge stack too.
Like, if you're gonna lie properly, you know? Like,
That's why I'm like, I really don't think they harvested that way.
they didn't plant it either in perfect rows like that, you know? Like, I don't know. Gee, like, I know a farm in Namibia where next door neighbours are 100 k's away. Well, yeah, I mean, I used to work up in rural Australia, and the nearest town to me was an hour and a half away. You know, we have to do like a weekly shop, like with a big truck and everything, and you know,
Right. Well,
it's
that's
not.
why I was trying to figure out where this huge side of the property is, because they always shoot right in front of the church building, right?
Mm,
Where the but it's a school. But it's always that one shot. But there's when you go to a pig, you're actually in the pig pen, or you're not really like showing us this
where it is in
huge
comparison.
open space
Yeah,
where this is over there and that's over there, like way far back. Nope.
yeah, yeah. It's insane. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll continue. I think we'll
Yeah.
keep continuing to find other places. I'm definitely going to speak to more VMs and stuff like that. They're probably warning them and telling them we're SPs and all that stuff. But there'll be some out there. You know, there's thousands apparently. So there's going to,
Right.
you know, be a few that'll
There's
talk.
got to be more that come forward, especially
Yeah,
with all eyes on this, and it's talking publicly and
yeah,
questioning publicly and privately. Send it, of course, email going, hey, are you compliant with this? Because
yeah,
then it's an organized crime. Like, we are watching you. Like, not
yeah.
threatening, but like, we're going to be following this
People
through.
are aware of it. Yeah, you know,
Exactly.
they're using you. They're using them. You know,
Exactly.
um,
And it's
it's
gonna
just so hard
be
because
it's gonna be good, because we're gonna keep moving forward and more eyes are gonna be on this and talking about it and
yeah,
doing their own investigations. It doesn't stop
yeah,
here.
from both ends of the globe.
Exactly. Well, this is why I
All
love
over the
this
globe.
movement. It's global movement, and it's
Yeah, yeah.
individualized of whatever you find, and then you'll be like, oh, you're talking about that too? We can collab.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We all share with each other. We're all here for the same reason. So yeah. No, I'm
Yeah.
glad. I'm glad. I'm so happy I came across your video. I still haven't watched the other one, your earlier one. But yeah, I'm so glad we could do this collab and get the word out. And yeah, I'll do some shorts. I'll put up the full phone call with him. I think he said so as well. I'm trying to think of things that he said that I haven't wasn't shown. He said that they paid him $10 per course to do the courses, I think.
For tools for life?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he said that. I'll put the video up anyway, or I'll send it to you as well,
Because
or whatever.
I mean, I gotta try to figure out how they're making, where the money's going, right? It, of course, it's going to Scientology, but if, yeah.
I think that I'm pretty sure that
Interesting.
people that are doing the donations, like so the leader of that will get 10% of the donations, is what I think. I'm not quite sure. And then the rest goes to the church. But then she'd have to give them a cut, like Arthur and that a cut as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't eat any breakfast, and I actually
No, it's fine.
made food, and it's been
late
sitting here the
here.
whole time, and I haven't eaten it.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much. My daughter wanted me to spend time with her.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, same with my son. Yeah. So thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. It was so nice to kind of get to know you. And yeah, if you come across anything else, we can do another collab.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna keep my eye on this, and
yeah. I'll make sure the bloody subscription, the notification bells dinged to get your stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Please like this video. Please subscribe to the lovely Journey. She's doing great work. Yeah. What else are you meant to say? Like, if you see it, say it. I think that was Natalie that used to say that. She hasn't said it for a while.
You see it, say something about it. Yep.
If you see it, say it. Yeah. Get it out there. If there's something you want us to investigate, email us. Love investigating.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like reverse stuff that you've investigated and will investigate it further.
Yeah.
So,
I get obsessed. My ADHD goes like going to like.
I like transparency and justice. This is why I'm like, I'll think you're doing something positive, but I always have that in the back of my mind. Something shady here.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Something does not happen. Yeah. So
it's just it's the delusion of the Scientologists that are being, they're all just being, and scamming like your own, like what? Just shows what sort of person are you? And if she's at Flag, I think she was doing the survival rundown, so I'm not sure where that is on the bridge.
Survival rundown's really low. It's not even.
Yeah, I thought so. Isn't that what you do? So she's not even clear, I don't think.
No.
You do have to do that before you start the bloody thingy.
You have to do the pure before the clear.
Yeah.
But then you also
Survival,
it's just a course, it's just a book. You're not in any auditing sessions, nothing yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
crazy. All right. Okay, thanks for joining us.
We'll talk more. It's only been 2 days since I've known you.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Oh.
Sorry. I was paid to, and I explained to you how I wasn't paid by the church directly. Oh, yes, email me. Yes. I'm not so sure if I was meant to email you back the other day, Lainey, sorry. Because I've just had so much going on.
No,
but yes, thank you. Thanks for doing this. This was awesome.
Have a good night. Good morning.
We'll share it on our community things and get people to watch this, because it's important to get this word out. And yeah, if you see it, say it, send it to us, whatever. Yes. All right.
Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
everyone. All right. Bye, Sarah. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Yep. Yeah. Goodbye. I hate saying goodbye. I feel like, I've got to say something like a bit more deep. But yeah, doesn't matter. I'm going. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was informative. And yeah, just keep being you and your wonderful self, and spread the word. All right, guys. See ya. Bye. Oh, press end stream.